Hello everyone, Awesome Andrew here, and welcome to 2020. I know technically the new decade doesn't start till 2021, but a lot of people see this as the beginning of not only a new year, but a new decade as well. And with that, we always reflect on the major events of the past decade. Think about where we were in different parts of it, who we celebrated it with, and of course, we always reflect on those that we lost. Now, I've already covered a lot of those that we lost in the years 2015 through 2018, so it's that time of year again to reflect on this past year and remember and honor those who weren't able to join us into this new year and new decade. I have 4 categories I want to go into, beginning with personal losses. You can probably skip over this section as this doesn't really pertain to you at all. It's just I personally lost 2 people in my life that I cared deeply about this past year, and I want to go ahead and honor both of them. First one is my mom. Someone who has been a part of my life for almost 27 years. In fact, literally a week away from my 27th birthday. My dad described it best, how he described him as losing his life partner of 37 years. After you get married, every decision you make from that point on involves the both of you. And for me, to lose my confidant and my best friend, somebody I went to with everything, any concern, any problem I had in my life, she was the one that was there to listen to me. I still tear up thinking about it. Those who saw my American Idiot video, when I mentioned Billy Joe Armstrong losing his dad in September of 1982, I guess him and I have something in common, losing a parent in September, although mine's a little bit more fresh than his. I was serious about that. That wasn't just a poetic thing or just an emotion thing, even though I joked. Ooh, that was good. There's a lot of emotion there. Second personal loss last year for me, those who follow me on Instagram saw a picture of Jackson Browne's album cover, Hold Out, and a story about my dad, my friend, and another guy drove down to Gatlinburg and listened to that album like 15 times, he said, that trip. That was to honor a friend who grew up with my mom and knew her since 7th grade and was also my dad's best man at his wedding, and my dad was his best man. They had been friends for almost 40 years, and he was on the same hospital floor just down the hall from my mom the same week that she passed. He managed to hang on for about another month after, but he was in a coma and didn't realize that his childhood friend had passed. Such a great guy I looked up to as an uncle, and to lose him just a month after losing my mom, it was a very tough fall in 2019. Those who stuck around this long in this video, thank you for your support through this section, and thank you to anyone who has supported me through these difficult times, whether it was through Facebook or Instagram or even in person. Thank you, really. This section was very hard for me to get through, but I needed to do it. Now then, next section, a little bit more relevant to everybody. Going to do miscellaneous next, since it's also a pretty short category. Ron Joyce, Canadian businessman and co-founder of Tim Hortons. So next time you get a soup and bagel, oh, my mouth's watering just thinking about those bagels, or more importantly, a donut, have a moment of silence and remember this great man. Maria Robucci. She's Italian, as you can tell by the name, who is Europe's oldest person who was able to make it to 116 years old. Tartar sauce. Not the SpongeBob swear word, it's the name of a cat. This cat, to be specific. Tartar sauce had been nicknamed Grumpy Cat due to her permanent scowl on her face. She became an instant internet star when a photo was shared on Reddit in September of 2012. Another animal internet celebrity, Lil Bub. This cute cat with its tongue sticking out also had her fame from pictures first posted on Tumblr back in 2011. She was the runt of the litter and was born with an extreme form of feline dwarfism that caused her limbs and lower jaw to be quite small compared to the rest of her body. Now moving into the film industry, actors, directors, and animators are all on this list. First up is Julie Adams, American actress who starred in a number of films in the 1950s, including Bend of the River in 1952 and Creature from the Black Lagoon in 1954. Stanley Donen, American film director whose most celebrated works are On the Town, 1949, and Singin' in the Rain, 1952. Michael Lynn, American studio executive of New Line Cinema and a film producer of The Lord of the Rings and A Nightmare on Elm Street, a couple movies that got to see a little bit of fame. Maury Laws could technically go under the music category because he's a composer, but he's a television and film composer for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, and The Little Drummer Boy. Kazuhiko Kato, a Japanese manga artist best known by his pen name Monkey Punch, is the creator of the series Lupin III. Those who enjoy a show about a thief who says, hey, I'm going to steal this jewel or this painting, and you know when I'm going to come and take it, and still somehow escape with it in the end, definitely check it out. It's a fun manga turned anime that has been going on and off since the 1970s. Peter Mayhew, one of the bigger losses to me personally, outside of personal losses of course, best known as his role of Chewbacca in all the Star Wars films of the original trilogy, as well as Episode 3, and even part of The Force Awakens where he shared that role with Jonas Suotamo. Doris Day, actress and singer who is beloved for her girl next door image in the 1950s and 60s. She was known for her romantic comedies opposite of Rock Hudson, particularly Pillow Talk, for which she earned an Oscar nomination. Chris Riccardi, storyboard cartoon director, graphic designer, animator, character designer, musician, producer, writer, and storyboard artist who worked on a lot of shows I grew up with in the 90s and early 2000s, including Ren and Stimpy, Samurai Jack, Powerpuff Girls, and Tiny Toon Adventures. Another animator on my list who got to live to be 105, Milton Kwan, American animator, artist, and actor. A few of his credits include Fantasia and Dumbo. He also worked as an illustrator for the Douglas Aircraft Company in World War II. Peter Allen Fields, American television writer who wrote a lot of the episodes for Star Trek Deep Space Nine and Star Trek The Next Generation, as well as being a writer for many episodes of The $6 Million Man. Denise Nickerson, American actress who was Violet Beauregarde in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. This next one is probably the most tragic on this list. Naomi Ishida, Yoshiji Kigami, Futoshi Nishiya, Yasuhiro Takamoto are just a few of the many names of animators, character designers, animation directors, etc. who were killed in the Kyoto animation arson. 36 people lost their lives in this fire. The suspect didn't work for the company, entered the front door and doused the area and several employees with gasoline before igniting it. After setting himself on fire while lighting gasoline, the suspect attempted to flee but was caught by police just about 330 feet or 100 meters from the building. Last I heard, he is still recovering in the hospital and then will be arrested. It is unclear if it is revenge, as he was heard accusing the studio for plagiarizing his idea, but a lot of people suspect mental illness was a factor. Richard Williams, triple Oscar and BAFTA award winner, the British Academy of Film and Television Award, best known for his work as the animation director on Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Peter Fonda, American actor, director, and screenwriter, and was a huge part of the counterculture in the 1960s. His best-known role was probably in Easy Rider in 1969. Fonda made a comment in August of 1965 under an LSD trip of "I know what it's like to be dead." That statement inspired some of the lyrics to the Beatles song She Said, She Said, except they changed it to She Said instead of He Said. Gordon Bresek, American television writer who won Emmy Awards for Pinky and the Brain and Animaniacs. Alan Zaslove, American animator, producer, and director of animated series including Gerald McBoing Boing and Mr. Magoo, as well as A Charlie Brown Christmas. Later, he worked for Hanna-Barbera with Yogi's Treasure Hunt, The Smurfs, The 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, The Snorks, and the 1985 revival of The Jetsons. He also worked for Disney television shows and direct-to-video films including DuckTales, Aladdin, Gummy Bears, Darkwing Duck, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, which he actually co-created with Tad Stones. Basically, he created a lot of the shows that defined my childhood. And I'm sure a lot of my viewers too. Robert Forster, actor known for his role in Jackie Brown and more recently Last Man Standing in the Breaking Bad movie El Camino. And last in this category I want to mention is Carl Spinney, the legendary puppeteer who brought to life Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch. My last category I want to cover is the music industry, including musicians, singers, producers, and songwriters. It wouldn't be Awesome Albums if I didn't talk about music at some point in the video. First up, Eric Haydock, British Hall of Fame bassist for the Hollies. Alan R. Perlman, American sound engineer and founder of ARP Instruments, which were a popular and successful range of synthesizers throughout the 1970s before declaring bankruptcy in 1981. In the 1970s, though, ARP was the main competitor to Moog Music. Fred Foster, American record producer, songwriter, and founder of Monument Records. He is credited with the development of Roy Orbison's career, producing Orbison's early hits including Only the Lonely, Oh Pretty Woman, Mean Woman Blues, and Blue Bayou. He also suggested to Chris Christopherson the title and theme of Me and Bobby McGee, which was a huge hit for Christopherson, Roger Miller, and Janis Joplin. Foster was given a co-writing credit for that song. Peter Tork probably could have gone under the actor category, but the American musician and actor of The Monkees, best known as their keyboardist and bassist. Bernie Tormé, Irish guitarist who recorded several albums with Ian Gillan of Deep Purple, as well as Ozzy Osbourne. Paul Raymond, English keyboardist and guitarist best known for playing in UFO and the Michael Schenker Group. Rocky Erickson, American musician and singer-songwriter. He was a founding member of the 13th Floor Elevators and a pioneer of the psychedelic rock genre. J.R. Cobb, American guitarist of Atlanta Rhythm Section. He also co-wrote some of the band's big songs including Spooky, Stormy, and Do It or Die. Dr. John, American Hall of Fame singer-songwriter, best known for his songs I Walk on Gilded Splinters and Right Place, Wrong Time, which those who saw my brain salad surgery video would know that that song is what inspired the name of that album. Elliot Roberts, American music executive for Asylum Records and manager to Neil Young and Joni Mitchell. Jerry Kerrigan, American rock drummer who worked with Elvis Presley, John Denver, and Muscle Shoals Rhythm Section. Dave Bartholomew, American Hall of Fame musician, band leader, and songwriter for Ain't That a Shame, made popular by Fats Domino, The Four Seasons, and Cheap Trick, as well as I Hear You Knockin', made famous by Dave Edmunds. Jeff Fenholt, this one kind of stuck out to me, I thought it was interesting. American musician who gained notoriety as a Christian evangelist and singer, as well as his involvement with Black Sabbath's bass player Geezer Butler's solo group. So, Christian evangelist, Black Sabbath. You almost feel like you can't be any more different. Eddie Money, American singer and songwriter, best known for his songs Two Tickets to Paradise and Baby Hold On. Rick Ocasek, American Hall of Fame musician for the Cars, known for songs like My Best Friend's Girl and You Might Think. Robert Hunter, American lyricist, singer, songwriter, translator, and poet, best known for his work with the Grateful Dead, writing some of their biggest songs including Dark Star, Ripple, Truckin', and China Cat Sunflower, and was even inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame along with the Grateful Dead in 1994, and is the only non-performer to be inducted as a member of a band. Ginger Baker, English Hall of Fame drummer for Cream, Blind Faith, and Ginger Baker's Air Force. Larry Junstrom, American bassist who was a founding member of Lynyrd Skynyrd, but better known as the bassist for 38 Special from 1977 to 2014. Robert Freeman, English photographer and graphic designer, best known for his work with the Beatles, shooting some of the band's most recognizable images featured on several of their album covers, including With the Beatles, Beatles for Sale, Help, and Rubber Soul. Doug Lubon, American psychedelic rock and jazz rock bassist who is a founding member of Clear Light in 1966 and co-founder of the jazz rock band Dreams, but probably best known for playing on The Doors albums Strange Days, Waiting for the Sun, and The Soft Parade. Irvin Berge, American musician and songwriter, regarded as one of the greatest composers of Caribbean music. He composed 34 songs for Harry Belafonte, including the song Deo. And last one I want to mention in this video is Allee Willis, American songwriter, artist, and art director. She co-wrote hit songs including September and Boogie Wonderland for Earth, Wind & Fire. She also co-wrote the song What Have I Done to Deserve This, a UK #2 hit for the Pet Shop Boys featuring Dusty Springfield in 1987, and was nominated for an Emmy Award for I'll Be There For You, the song by the Rembrandts that became the theme song for Friends. There are way too many names to mention, but these were the names that either meant something to me, or the names that stood out to me for some reason, and their contributions that they gave to the music or film industry. But I don't want to diminish the significance of those I didn't mention. There were just too many to name, unfortunately. So before I go, I want to give one more thank you as my send-off. Thank you for your music. Thank you for your movies. Thank you for letting us laugh and cry along with you in whatever it is that you gave us. You may be gone, but you won't be forgotten. May your legacies continue to live on in your films, music, and our memories. Thank you, and farewell.